Yo guys, what is going on? It is your boy Nick from On The Foot Market, and today I have a video on Player of the Month. I told you guys I was going to double upload on this day, and it is a Sunday. So I don't always double upload on Sunday, but right now it's Team of the Year. There's a lot of stuff going on. We've got Player of the Month potentially coming this week, and it is the closest Player of the Month in the history of Player of the Month that I can personally remember. It's very, very close. It's between, I would say, Salah, Son, and Kane. You've got a lot of other candidates in there. Pogba's close. A lot of really close ones. We're going to be using Footbin today because Footbin's the GOAT, and they have the best Player of the Month tracker in my opinion. So we're going to be using their website to figure out what's going on. What are we thinking for this week on Player of the Month? Now, before we get into it, Team of the Year is obviously tomorrow. So Team of the Year starts tomorrow. And what I would keep in mind or understand regarding Team of the Year is that Salah is potentially going to be in Team of the Year. Now, I don't think he's going to be in Team of the Year. I don't think it's going to happen. I think Mbappe is going to happen, even though I believe Salah has, I think Salah is deserved, and I think Salah should be in Team of the Year. And that's my opinion. He's not going to be. So I don't think he's going to get in Team of the Year. So I think he's going to get Player of the Month. Now, I was saying there was a little bit of a theory with Salah, saying that, if Salah got in Team of the Year, then Son would have been Player of the Month, but I don't think it's going to go down that way. So we'll probably be mainly focusing on Salah for this video and telling you guys what I feel like might or might not happen. If you guys enjoyed the video, drop a thumbs up. We're also going to talk in this video. I know the thumbnail is about Premier League. I would like to briefly touch upon the Bundesliga. Not going to go full hardcore with it. We'll do another video probably tomorrow or Tuesday about Bundesliga because there's a lot going on there, and we should talk about that stuff as well. So without further ado, if you guys want to see a visual, you can come over to Footbin for a sec. And this is what we have, right? So you guys have seen this, I'm sure, if you guys are investors. We've got Salah with 6 goals and 4 assists, 7 wins on the month. For me, I'm a Spurs fan, guys. I think Salah has it. With those statistics and 7 wins and no losses and no draws on the month, I think it's a lock for him. So for me, I think right now, if we were to go look in FIFA, I believe he has a 90 rated special card. So you should expect a 91 or a 92 rated. I would say because of Team of the Year being out, they're probably going to give him a 92 rated Player of the Month card is what I'm thinking. Then we've got Sonaldo, Kane, Rashford. So I think for me, it's Salah. So you would look, where do I invest for Salah? How can I invest for this SBC? It's tough, right? Because we've got Team of the Year coming up, so you don't want to make any crazy investments as we head into Team of the Year, obviously because you don't want to get stuck with golds and stuff that are dropping. I'm going to say, for you guys watching the video today, I'm just not going to recommend golds. I'm going to try to stay to that. I don't want to recommend golds in this video today. I just think for me, I don't need to, and I just don't like them. I think every time, last year I used to make bank on Czech and another player, I forget who it was, because they would go up for these solutions every weekend, and it would be like an 85 or an 86 rated squad, and then every time the Player of the Month came out, they were acquired in that squad. I don't think EA is doing that this year, and to be honest, EA has been extremely unpredictable this year. An example of, and we'll talk about Salah inform really quickly, was this Marco Reus card, right? Like, everyone had bought into this because everyone was like, okay, Reus is getting a second Player of the Month. EA is totally going to require him, right? Well, look what happened, right? Everybody bought in, 428, boom, 295, right? And this was 250 at the day. So this dropped 200K in a day because it wasn't required. So EA, they justified this. They actually wrote a post on Twitter because the community was such in an outrage. And they came out and said, hey, guys, look, we feel like this SBC should be valued at this amount. So that's why it was so expensive, and that's why we didn't require the past informs, because we felt like it would have been too cheap. So that's where they're going with that. So that's why I'm not positive to sit here and tell you guys, hey, let's go invest in Salah's inform, right? Salah inform right now, I will probably get one for my club to sell on the hype. Salah's inform, I'm not that interested in. He's 427 right now. It's a little scary, right? Because Team of the Year is around the corner, but I think it's a good look because you are so close. The price range is 900K. Salah's Player of the Month should be really high in value. It should, because right, this they look at it like this, right? This striker inform, and Salah this year we've had to completely reprice him because last year he was cheaper than he was this year. Now he's all of a sudden so expensive. So I think this card, I don't know for sure, striker or a right wing, either way. If it's going to be a striker, it's going to be more expensive. I'm not positive which one it's going to be, but I will just tell you that this inform, because of the massive upgrade it has been selling at $1 million before this crash that we're in right now. So EA is going to look at this SBC and say, we should be making this 900 to 1.1 million, most likely. So how do you do that? How could you make this SBC expensive? Well, you could require Salah's inform. I wouldn't be buying Salah's inform that much right now. I mean, on Xbox, that doesn't look bad. On PS, it's not bad. But I wouldn't go crazy with buying his inform from this video. Now, that could be a way for them to price point the SBC. I get that. Last Royce Player of the Month, what happened was high rateds went up a lot quickly, but not long-term because the demand on the SBC wasn't enough. So last Player of the Month with Royce, you could have invested in some high-rated cards, right? But realistically, you wouldn't have made a ton of coins because nobody was doing Royce because he was overpriced. So a big deal with investing for Player of the Month, a big deal with it is that you get the price point right. The EA gets the price point right because sometimes if the price point is too expensive, nobody does the SBC, and then nothing on the market goes up because just no one does the freaking SBC. So for me, I think the best look for you guys, because also the thing is we don't know exactly with this Player of the Month who it's going to be. Now I'm sitting here saying it's going to be Salah, but it could be Son or Kane. You know what I'm saying, guys? Like the guys who are on the voting board, it seems like sometimes they are being a little more lenient with the English players. So I wouldn't be surprised maybe if Kane gets thrown in there. Now, I don't think he should because of the losses this month. But he does have the same amount of goals as Salah. I think what Liverpool is doing this month is deserved that Salah wins it. So I think for you guys that are on the bubble and have some coins maybe, and maybe you're too scared to put a lot of your coins into something, before this upcoming crash, well, then maybe the move, or the crash we're in right now, maybe the move for some of you guys is to potentially make a priority on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday this week when they are dropping lightning rounds. Maybe make it a priority for you to potentially get onto the market, and potentially pick up some high-rated golds. What I'll tell you guys right now is that this SBC should be on Wednesday or Friday this week. I don't know how they're going to do it. It's probably going to be on Friday. I would be surprised if it was on Wednesday. But saying that, what it means is that you're going to have time on Monday and Tuesday, assuming lightning rounds start on Monday, which is tomorrow. You will have time to pick up these cards and get them into your club. And what I would do, and this is what I recommend and what I always do when I'm investing or when I'm doing something with Player of the Month investing. Whenever I'm in a situation where I want to invest for, say, a Player of the Month, what I do is during lightning rounds, I will pick a select few amount of players, right? And I will go onto the market and make sure I'm sitting here sniping them. Now, I will warn you guys, golds will die during lightning rounds, in my opinion. Golds will go really low. So if you're looking to complete an icon, it's a really good time. But what I would do is just say, hey, I want a Navas, right? Pick up one of him, put him in your club. That's what I really like doing. I'm a big believer in the idea of picking up one of everything and putting it into your club. I really like doing that. And I think it's a really good way to really safely invest before, an SBC or something like that. Because if you're buying these cards during lightning rounds, you're going to get them so much cheaper. And you're going to get them at the lowest. So even if Salah Player of the Month doesn't require high-rated cards, I'm just thinking out loud right now in terms of how they would make the SBC expensive. So even if they don't require it, you're sitting there with X amount of golds in your club waiting for the next, say, big icon, right? I think that's also the thing where you can't go wrong because getting those in your club, you're good because you're ready for the next icon even, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I would say, regarding stocking the club. I think that that's a really good way to go about it. As far as Liverpool players and things like that, I really wouldn't go crazy with buying any Liverpool players. I would just, for me, I'm very against golds right now with lightning rounds and things like that around the corner. I'm very against it. I don't like it. I think it's a bad idea. I think it's bad news. So I won't be personally touching any golds or things like that heading into lightning rounds. So look, if you think there's an outside shot that Sonny is going to pick up the Player of the Month, if you think that EA is going to give Son the Player of the Month, then you know what? You can take a look at that. I'm fine with that. If you want to pick a Son inform up, because to be honest, Son is pretty low, right? So Son is low. I'm going to see if I get a Salah. We're going to put one in the club. I'm not saying to go buy this. I'm just saying for me, at 420, 425, I'm fine with it. I'm just getting one for my club. There's a lot of things on the market that I'm looking at right now. I was looking at Aubameyang's this morning at 440. He's back up. It looks like he's 470. So that's rebounded a little bit, which is good. Anyway, so that's with the Player of the Month for the Premier League with the EPL. That's what I would expect this month. You could probably expect a Salah to be about 900 to 950 coming out this week. So that's one thing that you guys could expect. Another thing that you guys could expect, obviously, is the Bundesliga Player of the Month. And I don't know if that's going to be this week. It could be the following week. But it looks like to me that Timo Werner is going to win it. I would say the only way Royce wins it is if the people go crazy on the fan vote again for him. But I think Timo Werner is going to win it because I think the people see Timo Werner with 3 special cards and they see the price of it, which is, you know, it's affordable, but it's also a really good card. So, by the way, Timo Werner's player of the month is going to be broken. It's going to be like 98 pace. I'm going to probably complete him if I can. If you do want to invest for that SBC, I think your best move is to probably just try to pick up maybe an inform of his. I wouldn't go crazy with it, but other than that, I think the same route for the Bundesliga would be for you guys to go onto the market during lightning rounds. You know what I'm saying, and potentially pick up one of every one. That's my favorite thing to do. You know, going onto the market during lightning rounds, you're getting one of every single player, and you're good to go. That's what I personally like doing, and I feel like that's the best way to go about it. So for me, I'll put a Werner in my club, you know, just in case, because I'm interested in Salah and Werner, so I want to do both of them if they're affordable. And so if I can get lucky with the inform and save some money, that's always the way to do it. I would assume that the requirements are gonna seem steep, but I think EA will probably make them not terrible. Just for the fact that, for me, guys, like I feel like the EA is not gonna make the requirements that bad. Because realistically, they can't. Because the lightning rounds are going to bring the price of the golds down so much that I feel like EA can't actually make these SBCs that expensive. So Royce was like 800K. I think the last Premier League player of the month was Aubameyang, I want to say. Sterling was like 300K. So I think an appropriate price for Salah is 800 to 1 million. I think lightning round golds, you have an opportunity if you want to complete it early on. It might be better to complete. And then I think Timo Werner, because his highest inform is about 300, he should probably be about 400, 350, something like that. I mean, I think 450 is appropriate. If they pull another Royce, that's going to be a problem. I hope EA doesn't do that, because that would be really annoying, EA. So I hope you guys decide not to pull another Royce. Because nobody's going to be happy if you guys pull another Royce. I'm really hoping, guys, for the sake of you guys, it's not expensive. So I think for me, the best thing that I would do this week, if you guys are interested potentially in picking up that Werner or that Salah, or if you want to make some coins off it, I would make sure I'm making it a priority that during lightning rounds, you go ahead and you stock your club with golds, right? It's a win-win because we're also overdue on icons. So I think icons are around the corner as well. So the fact that icons are looming and around the corner and almost here makes it logical, to be honest, for you to go into the club anyways and stock up with golds and things like that. So that's what I would do for Player of the Month, guys. That's going to be my video on Player of the Month Salah / Werner. I'm probably going to make a more specific video on Werner because this video was very specific to Salah. So I want to talk a little bit more about Werner, but as you can see, I made 2 moves there. I'm just going to pick up one of the informs of each, and then what I will also do is I will go ahead probably this week and make sure you make it a priority that you use Flippin, get the list of ratings, and make sure you're trying to pick up one of each of the ratings. That's the best advice I could give you guys watching the video. I mean, really last year I was big on understanding how EA was doing the SBCs. This year is not the year of investing for SBCs. It's the year of investing. It's the year of trading, rather. It's really good to trade this year instead of investing. Investing this year hasn't been working that well. Now, obviously, right now in this market crash, picking up some of these past Team of the Weeks before, you know, the lightning rounds is sometimes a good idea, you know, pending that EA doesn't crash the market. It's going to be good, man. I'm excited for Team of the Year. I think it's going to be really, really fun and crazy tomorrow. Excited for a good week of content, man. Make sure you guys are checking into the streams, the videos. Everything's going to be very helpful and good. So thank you guys for watching the video today. I'll see you guys in the video soon. Peace out.